because there is something called terror by night. Everybody say terror by night. No matter how peaceful an environment is, the Bible says once it is night, there is a mystery of darkness and terror. Listen, the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers. Listen, then it says rulers of darkness. They cannot rule in light. The moment, he's not talking of spiritual darkness, the moment there is physical darkness, it's a sign they are authorized to come out, like animals that can only come out in the night. So the Bible calls it terror by night. Yet it's nighttime people like. That's why people die in the night. They that drink in the night. Where you see a man drinking by 7 in the morning, he's a stupid man. Already something is wrong with his life, but that's an acute complication. No. Many things happen to people in the night. The destinies of men are exchanged by night. There are men that sit down and discuss. They play the destinies of men like a chess. Terror by night. Not just terrorism as we know. Are you aware that there is such provision? Spiritual intelligence. Number one, life. Spiritual. Thou shalt not be afraid of the arrows that fly by day. Have you ever seen them? Have you ever seen an arrow living somewhere? But he said there are arrows that fly by day. Only God knows how many people it hits today, because it flies every day. You get up and leave your house and something happens. Please pay attention to what I'm telling you. Life is spiritual. Job chapter 1, a meeting was being held in the heavenlies. Satan now comes and a conversation is engaged. Have you considered my servant Job? While they are discussing that, Job is on earth minding his business. And all of a sudden things begin to nosedive in Job's life. It's amazing how many people try to ignore the spirituality of life and expect to rise in life. It's impossible. It's impossible. And more so, this is Africa. You know, we just pretend as, I'm not talking of witchcraft. The portals of Africa are open to spirituality. It doesn't matter through which force. I'm just saying the portals of Africa as a continent is richly open. Have you not heard of men walking back home and a hand slapped them? Have you heard of those kind of things? A real three-dimensional hand, but they didn't see it. You don't have to see it to feel it. Are we together? And the person goes back, and all of a sudden, one of us showed me a picture of his dad yesterday. Half of the leg had been eaten. You can literally see the bones like that, half of it. Do you know what happened? He was sleeping. A mystery happened. He woke up, and all of a sudden, that leg physically. There are many things you call sicknesses. You don't even know where it came from. I'm sick. You go to the hospital, they tell you there is nothing wrong with you. They check everything. You know, the doctor even says, stop coming here. You are wasting our time. But you know you are not feeling fine. Are we together? Mysteries that cannot be explained. Life is spiritual. I learned this very early in life. The spirituality of life, the spirituality of ministry, the spirituality of living. When you know this, your pursuit for God does not become, you know, every time you see somebody unusually zealous, they just say, Kai, this guy, I'm sure you are going to be a pastor. Or this lady, I'm sure God is already grooming you. He has isolated you and is grooming you to be a pastor's wife. No. The key to survival is to become spiritually minded. Please hear what I'm saying. Some of our parents right now ignore this and they are paying for it dearly. There are mysteries in people's families they do not understand. Life is everything spiritual.